this dose of Cinemania, we'll look at the clones, robots and aliens in the best science fiction films. We'll delve into the curse that surrounds one of cinema's greatest comic book heroes. And discover which true story is #1 on our list of top 5 factual films. All this and more as we look at the silver screen's best and worst in Cinemania. Let's start with the top 5 as we count down Cinemania's best science fiction films, from identical outfits to lifelike robots. Who will be our #1?
8:30?
We said 8 o'clock.
Hello, Dad.
Hello, Rachel.
We'll be back by 9:30 on Sunday.
In 2005, Steven Spielberg teamed up with Tom Cruise and treated sci-fi fans to an updated version set in present-day America.
He hid right behind our house.
Lightning doesn't strike.
The highly anticipated film became Cruise's 6th consecutive to break the $100 million US mark in America.
I've never seen that many strikes of lightning in one spot.
Hear that?
There's something down there, and it's moving.
This film was not the first adaptation of the classic novel. In 1938, Orson Welles caused panic across America when radio listeners thought they were hearing reports of a real Martian invasion. The story was even made into a feature film in 1953. For the 2005 version, no expense was spared. The elaborate CGI effects kept audiences on the edge of their seats.
Get in, Manny.
Get out of the truck. I'm not kidding, Ray.
Get in, Manny, or you're gonna die.
That's why War of the Worlds comes in at #5. Coming in at #4 on Cinemania's best science fiction list is the futuristic action thriller, The Island.
Attention residents, welcome to the lottery spin. Jordan to Delta, you're moving out to the island.
Set in the year 2020, The Island follows 2 clones created as a source of human spare parts.
Going to the island.
There is no island.
The movie's director, Michael Bay, is renowned for his big-budget special effects blockbusters like Pearl Harbor, The Rock and Armageddon.
What was that?
I don't know.
But I want one.
The science fiction film included car chases, helicopter crashes, explosions, and the occasional hit of comedy.
Of people. So one of them gets sick and they need a new part, they take it from you.
I'm sorry, I'm not ready to die. I know you're new to this whole human thing, but
Backpacks for boys, purses for girls. Understand?
We're not idiots.
Well, excuse me, miss, I'm so smart I can't wait to go to the island.
Bay tried to keep the number of CGI effects down by creating sets for the actors to use instead of simply using a green screen. The high-intensity action and thought-provoking storylines see The Island take out 4th spot.
you still think there's an island?
Coming in at #3 is the sci-fi action-adventure I, Robot. The film, set in 2035 Chicago, stars Will Smith as Del Spooner, a technophobic cop with a grudge against robot kind. The film is based on stories by science fiction legend Isaac Asimov and his 3 laws which govern robots. Law 1, a robot may not harm a human. Law 2, a robot must follow orders unless the orders violate law number 1. And Law 3, a robot must protect itself unless this violates laws 1 and 2. If robots break the laws, there's nothing to stop them from taking over the world.
You were startled by a jack-in-the-box.
Doc!
Deactivate!
Let him go. Oh, hell no.
The actions of the robots were created via the same process used to create Gollum in the Lord of the Rings trilogy. While Asimov developed his 3 laws for science fiction, his ideas already influenced the way robot specialists work with artificial intelligence. That's why I, Robot reaches #3. Taking Cinemania's 2nd place for the best 5 science fiction films is the action-adventure The Core, a tale about averting imminent destruction.
The core of the Earth has stopped spinning. The spinning core protects us from cosmic radiation.
Without it, radiation will create superstorms. Microwaves will literally cook our planet.
What gives this science fiction film an edge is that one of the scientific experts consulted was Dr. David Stevenson. After his discussions with the film's producers, Stevenson actually devised a scientifically possible way to send a probe, unmanned, to the Earth's core. His premise was published in a science journal. It's just another example of how science fiction improves today's science.
I can't wait to get into an untested ship, go to the center of the Earth, and restart its core with 1,000 megatons of nuclear weapons. Then we outrun the biggest shockwave in history.
Hot damn.
This disaster film has an all-star cast, all of whom were eager to save the world.
Getting faster than we thought.
2, 1.
Go ahead.
Finally, the one all the science fiction fans are hanging out for, Cinemania's best science fiction film. It started as a radio broadcast, then evolved into a series of novels. It's been on television, played as a computer game, even on stage. Coming in at number 1 is the much-loved science fiction comedy, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
What the hell are those things?
Attention, people of Earth. I regret to inform you that in order to make way for the new hyperspace express route, your planet has been scheduled for demolition. Have a nice day.
In 2005, the film adaptation of Douglas Adams' sci-fi comedy finally hit the big screen. The movie, which spent more than 20 years stuck in development since producers first optioned the rights in 1982, is based on the cult sci-fi novel by Adams, who died in 2001.
Sorry, what exactly are we doing?
This cultural phenomenon is Cinemania's number 1 science fiction film, because no one should leave Earth without their version of The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Who are you?
A friend. Bye.
He is a recognised cultural icon. He embodies people's hopes and dreams. He's blessed with extraordinary superpowers. He is Superman, and he is cursed. The comic book hero may not be cursed, but the actors who play him have experienced terrible misfortune. Whether you believe in curses or not, the evidence is undeniable. Kirk Allen, George Reeves and Christopher Reeve all had trouble finding decent roles after their turn saving the world. Kirk believes that the role ruined his life. George drank heavily before taking his own life, while Christopher suffered from paralysis after a horse riding accident. At age 52, Christopher went into a coma when he suffered a heart attack during treatment for an infected pressure wound. He died prematurely in 2004. It seems, however, that the curse spreads beyond just the character Superman. The year after Christopher's accident, his co-star Margot Kidder declared bankruptcy and suffered a breakdown. Christopher's wife can also be brought into the curse theory. She was diagnosed with lung cancer and passed away in 2006. Time to count down Cinemania's greatest romantic comedies. They're the ones that make us laugh, cry and leave cinemas with a warm, fuzzy feeling. Coming in at number 5 is Le Divorce, a light romantic comedy starring Kate Hudson and Naomi Watts.
You're a beautiful young woman. We must decide if you will become my mistress.
What do you mean, become your mistress?
This romantic tale is a new twist on the classic American in Paris theme. Le Divorce reveals the complexity of the two cultures and throws a humorous spotlight on their different attitudes towards sex, morality, food, fashion, and life in general.
That must have been expensive. It was on sale. I said it was last year's model. It's called a Kelly, after Grace Kelly. It was the sort of $1 zillion purse she owned. You didn't buy that for yourself, did you?
Based on the best-selling novel by Diane Johnson, Le Divorce will sweep you away with its romance and scandal. That's why it takes 5th place on Cinemania's list of greatest romantic comedies. Coming in at number 4 is a blast from the past. No, this isn't a Rock Hudson Doris Day classic. It's the 2003 romantic comedy Down with Love. Starring Renee Zellweger and Ewan McGregor, Down with Love puts a hip spin on the golden age of classic comedies.
If you have an eyelash, make a wish.
My heart with song. Let me sing for
I can't do this.
Wait, I can explain.
Men.
It follows the story of a spark-filled collision between a woman who has sworn off love and a ladies' man who thinks he doesn't need love. To achieve the film's stylised look, the cinematographer deliberately used techniques to replicate a look achieved through 3-strip Technicolor. But that's not the only aspect taken from the screwball comedies of the 50s and 60s. The split-screen telephone calls are seen as a direct homage.
I'm so sorry, Miss Novak. The darndest
The romance is perfect for film buffs who appreciate the sex comedies of the 1960s, which is why Cinemania rated it number 4.
You do get waylaid.
For number 3, we're heading to Hawaii for a case of love at first sight.
Are you staring at me or her? Because you're starting to freak me out.
In the romantic comedy 50 First Dates, Drew Barrymore played Lucy Whitmore, a woman who suffers from severe short-term memory loss. Her memory of each day is wiped out by the following morning. Aquarium vet Henry Roth, played by Adam Sandler, falls head over heels in love with Lucy. But seeing as she can never remember the last time they met, he's forced to win her over every day.
Hey, can I ask him a question?
Go ahead.
Jocko, do you think that Henry and I are ready to take our relationship to the next level? You sure about that?
Sandler and Barrymore had previously teamed up for The Wedding Singer, a pairing that fans can't get enough of. When 50 First Dates was released in America, it set a new romantic comedy record for February, making the film Cinemania's 3rd greatest romantic comedy.
Really?
Cinemania's number 2 follows the love triangle of a shop girl.
Oh no. Tickets like $10.
We can split it.
Okay, let's split it.
Okay.
You're right. Could I borrow $2?
Shop Girl is based on actor Steve Martin's best-selling novel. Set in Los Angeles, Martin also plays Ray Porter, an extremely successful 50-something millionaire who has become enchanted with Mirabelle, a girl who works at Saks Fifth Avenue.
Oh, yes. Would you like to see something?
No, I'll just get the black ones. Thank you.
Thank you.
Their love affair inevitably ends in heartache. When Mirabelle attempts to heal her broken heart, she falls in love with 20-something music fanatic Jeremy.
Hello. Hi, I'm Jeremy. I'm an okay guy, by the way.
The romantic comedy Shop Girl comes in at number 2, simply because it's about finding true love.
This is the sound of settling. I've got a hunger.
If one couple can make a romantic comedy a hit, then Love Actually's 8 couples make it Cinemania's greatest romantic comedy. Love Actually unfolds at Christmas time in London, France, Portugal and Milwaukee, with different couples meeting and falling in love. Some emerge from sad circumstance. Others are hysterically funny.
All I want for Christmas is you.
Would you excuse me for 1 second?
Okay, that's done.
The 2003 film sported a stellar ensemble cast, each of whom brought their own individual acting talents to the warm, fuzzy comedy.
Christmas is the time to be with the people you love.
After the successes of 4 Weddings and a Funeral, Bridget Jones and Notting Hill, it's clear that director Richard Curtis knows the right recipe for a pre-Christmas hit.
Hello.
Are you seeing Carol?
I suppose I could.
Please, sir, please.
Good King Wenceslas looked out.
They may be made of mere plasticine, but Aardman animation characters have some real pulling power. Cheese-loving Wallace and his wise and faithful dog Gromit have taken the world by storm, winning its creators multiple Academy Awards. Their big-screen adventure in Wallace and Gromit, The Curse of the Were-Rabbit, saw the companions use a complex vacuum system to protect vegetables from a rabbit problem in their village.
I have the most terrible rabbit problem.
Unfortunately, in October 2005, a fire ripped through the warehouse where the sets and characters were housed, destroying items from the Oscar-winning short film series. It happened the day after the film shot to #1 at the North American box office. While the famous Wallace and Gromit shorts were created with a small team, Curse of the Were-Rabbit took the skills of 30 animators. It was still a time-consuming process, taking 2 years to complete. Creator Nick Park also made the 2000 stop-motion film Chicken Run. The sleek look of the chicken-based hit is very different from the rougher, more human stylings of Wallace and Gromit's world. Whether it's chickens plotting an escape or an inventor and his dog ridding the world of rabbits, one thing's for sure, and that's that these lovable plasticine characters create box office hits. Often fact is more entertaining than fiction. Keep that in mind as we count down Cinemania's top 5 factual films. Coming in at number 5 is Find Me Guilty. Find Me Guilty is a courtroom drama based on a true story. In the film, actor Vin Diesel plays Giacomo Jackie D. D'Inorcio. Diesel, better known for his car chases and stunt scenes than character roles, played a character who represented himself in court and came to dominate the celebrated case with wit, honesty and unbending loyalty. Through personal charm and force of conviction, he seeks to prove the prosecution's biggest fear, that a laughing jury is not a hanging jury.
Do you know what pro se means?
Sorta.
What do you mean, sorta?
If you defend yourself, it's called pro se. I'm going to defend myself.
Mr. D'Inorcio, in a case of this magnitude, I don't think it's advisable.
Diesel went through a serious physical transformation to get into the mob character. In addition to gaining weight, he ditched his trademark bald head for a full head of hair.
Well, sorta.
The real court transcripts were used to create the in-court dialogue, which is why Find Me Guilty makes it onto Cinemania's list of top factual films. At number 4 is Cinderella Man. Starring Russell Crowe, Cinderella Man is based on the true story of Jim Braddock, a boxer who was forced into retirement after a string of losses.
I won't always lose again. I can still fight.
As America entered the Great Depression of the 1920s, Braddock accepted a string of dead-end jobs to support his wife and children. However, he did not relinquish his dream of boxing again.
Prettiest wife a man could wish for. We live in a great country.
The role required Crowe to drop a substantial amount of weight and take some real beatings in the boxing ring. Professional boxers who were used to play his opponents were told to hit him as close to his body as possible, with some blows landing at full force. An injury to his shoulder during training reportedly delayed filming for 2 months. Despite that, Crowe says it was something that he needed to help submerge himself in the role. That's why Cinderella Man is number 4.
This time around, I know what I'm fighting for.
Number 3 on Cinemania's top factual films countdown is Veronica Guerin. Based on a true story, the film stars Cate Blanchett, who played Veronica, an award-winning investigative journalist.
I feel like I should be making a difference.
Guerin exposed some of Dublin's most powerful crime barons and drug lords in 1996. She was later gunned down by assassins hired by the same criminal drug lords she exposed.
Writing a story. You're my man.
What do you want to know?
What did you say to that woman?
Nothing important.
The real-life Guerin, a 36-year-old mother of 1, had mounted a high-profile war against Ireland's drug lords on the pages of her newspaper.
How'd you nail him?
No proof.
You writing about the bad guys?
There's just one bad guy I'm after. It's the one who's up way past his bedtime.
For her role, Blanchett researched her character extensively, including spending a month in Dublin before filming began. As one of the few non-local cast members, the research time was an opportunity to hone her Irish accent and meet the friends, colleagues and family of Veronica Guerin.
She's on her way.
Guerin is considered a heroine in Ireland, with her life story rated as one of Cinemania's best factual films. Our number 2 factual film follows a game of cat and mouse in the film Catch Me If You Can. Leonardo DiCaprio played Frank Abagnale, not only a master of deception, but also a brilliant forger whose skills helped him net millions of dollars in stolen funds.
To apologize.
You didn't call to apologize, did you? You have no one else to call.
Tom Hanks played FBI agent Carl Hanratty, a fictional composite of several real-life law enforcement officials who participated in the Abagnale manhunt. Hanratty makes it his prime mission to capture Abagnale and bring him to justice, but Frank is always one step ahead of him, baiting him throughout the chase.
Where you going, Frank?
Don't tell me not to fly. I've simply got...
The real Frank Abagnale was heavily involved in making the film authentic. After viewing the first cut, he thought that it was only 80% accurate. To ensure total authenticity, he requested a few changes. Everyone involved in the film went to so much trouble to ensure the film reflected the actual events, which is why Catch Me If You Can reached the number 2 position for Cinemania's top factual films.
I'm getting close, huh? You will go to prison.
You're gonna have to catch me.
From a criminal to a boxer, a journalist to a con artist, they have all made an impact in their own way. Cinemania's number 1 factual film, however, tells a tale that can't be compared to any other. It's about a man who saved the lives of over 1,200 people.
All the whites are leaving, even the UN soldiers.
All the superpowers, everything you believe in.
Cinemania's top factual film is Hotel Rwanda. Hotel Rwanda is the story of Paul Rusesabagina, a hotel manager who secretly used his position and intelligence to shelter over 1,000 refugees during the 1994 genocide crisis. His heroism is the reason that Hotel Rwanda is considered Cinemania's top factual film.
They say you led the massacres. You will tell them the truth.
I will tell them nothing unless you help me.
Go inside the hotel.
That's all we've got time for. Be sure to tune in next time for your dose of Cinemania.
We need to help one another. That is the only thing that is keeping us alive.